The next prompt is, Mohammed is the final prophet of God.
I don't think that he was a prophet of God.
All right. It's a question of whether Muhammad was a true prophet of God or not. This is a very interesting conversation between this Christian woman and the Muslim women surrounding her. Now, I want you to watch and see how this Christian woman will dismantle and destroy the whole lies in Islam regarding the prophethood of Muhammad. But the funniest thing is that these Muslim women even try to defend lies with another bigger lies. Now, watch and see how the Christian woman will expose and silence them with the scriptures.
The next prompt is, Mohammed is the final prophet of God.
I don't think that he was a prophet of God, because when I look at, I guess, the origin as to how he received his prophecy, it's concerning to me. I know that he was in a cave, and he was, I guess, attacked. I don't know the right word for it, like by the angel, or he was pressed by the angel and told to read something he said he couldn't read, and then he began to shake. And I think is it Khadijah, his wife at the time, told him what was going on, that he was a prophet. And then there's a point in which that he became so where he was trying to himself off of a mountain. And that just doesn't accord with someone receiving a message from God. Whenever I think about prophets in scripture, they're not attacked, or they don't have this reaction that makes them, like, I guess. And when I think about someone being told to be off of a cliff, if you will, I think about Matthew 4. It's one of my favorite chapters in the whole Bible, and it's Jesus Christ's temptation, and he's talking to Satan, and Satan is the one telling him to jump off of the cliff. So it doesn't really accord with someone who had an encounter with God. It seems way more sinister to me. It seems way more dark than someone who was a prophet of God.
But do you remember Moses' encounter with God?
Yes, I do.
He was terrified, was he not?
See that? Another lie. The scripture said that Moses saw the burning bush and approached it. He was not terrified.
He was terrified, but his life wasn't threatened.
And then he was comforted.
He was running away. He was running away. And God said, come.
No.
Take your shoes off. Walk here.
No, so the account in scripture said, it's in Exodus, and he sees a burning bush, and he literally says, "Now I will literally turn aside to see why this bush is not consumed." He turns aside and he begins to have a conversation with God, and he tells him to take your shoes off. We're on holy ground. There's nothing in that text that says that he was terrified or scared or wanted to jump off of a mountain.
He was afraid.
Exactly. Moses was never terrified. In fact, God drew Moses close to himself through the burning bush. The sight was very, very interesting that Moses said, "Let me go and see what is going on here." This is very, very interesting. Conversation began between Moses and God. So Islam is doing nothing but trying to defend the spirit of error, the spirit of violence, the spirit of terror and fear in Islam by lying to them, twisting the scriptures that Moses ran away before God called him. Could you imagine?
It's not in that
I think
text.
awe is a better word.
Yes,
he was in
awe is a
awe
great
of
word.
what was
Yeah.
happening, but it did not terrify him or make him run away from the presence of God. It actually drew him into the presence of God, because
In
that's what God
comparison.
does
Okay,
in comparison to Muhammad's encounter.
I have an answer of two parts. First part, we have to be very careful where we get our narration from, because as I've been a Muslim for a long time, I've never heard that suicidal incident ever.
That's from the Hadiths. I think it's either Sahih Muslim or Sahih Bukhari.
We go back, we have to make sure, because as I said, there are clear things in the Quran that Hadith contradicts, therefore we just reject those Hadith. That's part one. Part two, I don't know, I myself experienced a lot of awe moments in my life. And at that moment, you're not in your sanity. You can't process things the way they are. So, assumably, according to non-Muslim, he was approached by an angel, and the angel power kind of overtook him. He will not be able to be normal. He will not be able to react normally. And a third part of the answer, why are we assuming that all revelation to all prophets have to come the same way. They can be different.
They don't have to come the same way, but they'll never contradict the character of God. So we see God's character in every revelation that a prophet has with him, and they are never going to throw themselves off
So
of a cliff.
that's the problem is with that. We have to make sure that hadith is solid.
How do you judge which one is the solid hadith? You see, this is nothing but scheme designed to deceive those who don't want to use their brain. Sahih Bukhari will say one thing over there that promotes Islam. They will call it an authentic hadith. The same Sahih Bukhari will say another thing over there that contradicts the prophethood of Muhammad. They will say this one is not authentic, it is not strong, or you don't understand it. The woman was right. Revelations might not come to all prophets in the same way, but the character of God cannot change. In the Revelations, the scriptures say that God have not given us the spirit of fear that we should fear, but the spirit of boldness as sons. So the spirit of fear is the spirit of error. There is no prophet, no single prophet in the entire Bible that had an encounter similar to that of Muhammad in the name of seeing an angel, and he tried to shock you. He tried to shock you. He was in terror even after the revelation. The angels of God to men, they are indeed terrifying because they are glorious. But each time they appear to men, because they know their glory, they know they are terrifying to men, they always tell them, peace be with you. Do not be afraid. Even Zechariah, who was terrified at the presence of Gabriel, Gabriel said to him, peace be with you. Fear not. I am Gabriel, who stands in the presence of God, and I brought to you news from God. They introduce themselves to you, reassure you not to be afraid, because they know you and them are not of the same nature. Not like the one that met Muhammad, who never say, peace be with you, or say, do not be afraid. How much more to introduce himself to Muhammad? How did the name Gabriel apply to that one? It was Mr. Waraka who suggested a suggestion. It might be Jubrail. It might be a suggestion. Another person that was not there, the people that were not there, were the ones trying to calm down Muhammad, suggesting it might be Jubrail. This is how the name Gabriel came to the matter. Muslims, open your eyes. Open your eyes. Stop walking blindly.